So rogue decks are an interesting spot in this format. I think they have a lot of potential. I think they have more potential than last format. Calamities was just a real problem. You played a rogue deck, it was already bad enough the meta decks lost to Calamities, but now with it gone, Zexal gone, there's a lot of potential. So today we're going to talk about what in my opinion are the top 5 best rogue decks for this April 2021 format. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing, hit that notification bell. You guys will be notified wherever I upload. You'll also be notified when I stream over on Twitch. Links in the description. While you're down there, consider joining my ever-growing Discord community. If you want to purchase any cards that I talk about today to build the decks that I talk about in today's video, please use my TCG player link as well as my Gem Accessories affiliate link. As a portion of what you spend on both of those websites will go back to the channel. It helps me out and I really do appreciate it. And last but not least, if you further want to support me and the channel, consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button or becoming one of my Patreons. With all that out of the way, you guys, I'm not going to waste any time. You guys already know the first thing I do with these decks at the honorary mention phase of this video, I always have all the trap decks. Now, when I say trap decks, I'm talking about Altergeist, Guru, Paleozoic, stun decks, stuff like that. I have those decks there because I believe that they are just really, really good. They're just not amazing every format, but trap decks are annoying. The thing with Guru, they can play Dragoon. Honestly, any of these decks can play Dragoon. I haven't really seen Altergeist mess with Dragoon too much. I honestly haven't seen that much Altergeist, but there's no denying that with Imperm back in the format, Imperm plus Faker is like an FTK. You know, if you play a stun deck like Border Control with a bunch of back row, it's pretty annoying for the opponent. While I don't think these decks are amazing in the format, I think they definitely have potential, and if the opponent does not prepare for them, that's usually what the case is. They usually get taken by surprise. They literally just don't have the outs to like a Border set 4, Fossil Dyna set 4. A lot of these decks struggle. Now granted, a lot of these decks want to go first. If they play Dragoon, they do have the potential to go second, but they mostly are a dice roll deck and they do want to go first. But I think the deck have potential to, you know, possibly even go second. I think Paleo goes second quite well if they have the right you know, mixture of trap cards. But I had to mention all of them as honorary mentions because I know people are going to mention in the comments, what about this trap deck, what about this trap deck? This is to cover all the trap decks. If you're playing, like I said, Guru, Geist, Stun, any of them, they're all in there. Next, to start the actual 5, coming in at number 5, I have Unchained. I love talking about this deck. I think this deck is crazy. Watching Coder, Bear, watching all the players. There was a player that I believe got top 16 or maybe it was even top 10 with Unchained. He was maining D-Shifter. It was actually crazy. I think Unchained is awesome. They just float forever, like you guys already know. Pennywise, they float. It's nuts. I think the deck has so much potential. I think the deck just needs more representation. It needs more pilots. It needs more people to play the deck because the way the deck plays is crazy. You can also play it with Evil Twins is something I've heard. I've played against Evil and Live Twins before with like Eldritch cards. I just haven't played against them with the Unchained cards, but I think it's really interesting to see that Unchained has the potential. It's there. It just needs to see more people playing it. Like I said, keep an eye on Coder, Bear, all the players that do play the deck a lot, and we'll hopefully see more representation of it going forward. The fact that they all float, the fact that they use the opponent's monsters is ridiculous. I think people forgot about that. They use the opponent's monsters as link material. That's ridiculous. I don't know any other deck that does that, so I think it's just awesome. I wanted to give Unchained its dues. It's starting to see some success. I hope it continues the rest of this format. Coming in at number 4, hey Brian Chen, I got you, bro. I got Sky Striker. So, Brian Chen, you already know. YCS Portland winner, my boy Brian Chen, aka Ray's Bay for life. I had to talk about Striker because I gotta give them their dues. Striker has started to see more and more play, more and more success. Bill Way got second place at the Extravaganza with the deck. If you watch his deck profiles over on numerous channels, you'll really learn his insight into the deck. I think Striker is in a very interesting spot. I think that even without Engage, the deck has a lot of potential. I watched Brian's profile that he did with Bortle. Him, my boy Vi, my boy Alex actually played a 3v3 at one of the locals up in NorCal. They did a 3v3 like tournament. The guys ended up getting all first place. Brian was playing Sky Striker, and his deck was not the typical Sky Striker deck. He didn't rely on Mystic Mind to be a win condition. I think it was awesome, and that's one thing I always like to give kudos to is when the deck decides to not just be a Mystic Mind deck. The deck has a lot of potential. The spells are very good. They can play through a lot of things. Going second with the deck is great. You can play a ton of hand traps to cripple the opponent, and not only that, you just need Ray or Rose or any of your starters to get going, and you can just amass a lot of advantage. You still have multi-roll. You still have, you know, a lot of your good spells that you can play. I think the deck definitely has potential. Again, in the hands of the right pilot, I can see it doing a lot of things. Now, normally I would have put Striker in with the honorary mentions with the trap decks. However, Striker is not a trap deck, and I don't know why I was always doing that, and I apologize to Striker players because I feel like the deck is definitely, I'm stupid, it's a spell deck, right? So it's definitely not in there with the trap decks like the ones I mentioned, but I think the deck has a ton of potential, and I think that, like I've said before, in the hands of the right pilot, the deck will do well, and not only that, it will see more success. I think if more people keep playing it, like if you guys look at the profiles that have had success, Bill Way has been on a roll with the deck, Brian's been on a roll with the deck. Keep an eye on these two players, and you guys will definitely see success with Sky Striker. It's even a deck I never thought I'd say I might potentially pick up myself. So yeah, that was for you, Brian. You already know I got Striker at number 4. Coming in at number 3, I have Madolche. Now, you guys are probably thinking, I put Madolche above Striker. Madolche is scary as shit. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've been OTK'd by the deck before. I put the deck here because the deck has a lot of things going for it. The fact that it can OTK, the fact that it can out-Dragoon so easily because Tiramisu does not even target, the fact that it can play D-Shifter. I've seen a lot of people do some crazy stuff with Madolche. We've had a player at our locals do really well. I've seen it on Robbie's channel. I've seen a lot of Madolche players playing, and you guys already know I've always left out Madolche. I didn't last time, but I've left Madolche out a couple times, and that was always my bad. Not no more. It's making top 3 because I think the deck has a lot of potential in the hands of, again, I mention this every video. The reason why I stress the right pilot is because any player can pick up a deck, but can you be good with it? Hard to say. The right pilots are the ones who know the deck in and out. They know how to play against the format, and they know what cards work against the format. Cards like D-Shifter in that deck is just crazy. They're able to play extra. They're able to play consistency cards. They're able to OTK. Their extra deck is, they actually have the room to play cards like extra. So I think the deck is very strong. The deck can OTK. The deck has some crazy spells and traps. Like, I don't know if you guys have read some of these cards, but they're absolutely insane compared to what Madolche used to be eons ago back in like 2013. The deck has come a really long way from all these other decks, and I think it's awesome to see what it's doing. And again, I want to give it its due, so I have it here at number 3. I think that in the hands of the right pilot, in the hands of someone who knows what they're doing, and with the right representation, we're going to see more and more Madolche players continuing to have success. So definitely watch out, or like me, you'll get bodied by it because D-Shifter is a hell of a card, and then they can still play under D-Shifter. Like, what? That's crazy. But I got Madolche's at number 3. Coming in at number 2, I have Phantom Knights, and I also have Burning Abyss. So this was hard. Basically, this is like a top 6 actually, because I had to put them in the same category, but again, not the same category. I have Phantom Knights because I think Phantom Knights are a great deck. I think they have so much potential. Their ability to bust, like, shoot out these amazing fields is awesome. So I had to give them their dues. But then there's BA. Now, BA, you already know. Shout out to my boy Joel. Like, literally, I think BA is crazy. I played against it a lot, playing against him at locals. But not only that, Gabe has had success, Pack has had success with the heavy trap build of BA. And I think that's going to be the norm for a lot of BA decks. If you're not doing BA Phantom Knight combo or BA combo, you're doing BA with traps. And I think that's crazy. That's what the deck was like. Jeff Jones pioneered that ages ago with 20 BA with 20 monsters, 20 traps. Like, there's barely any spells. I think the only spells really are Pot of Prosperity, and if you do play Dragoon, you play the Red Ice Fusion. So I think it's pretty crazy. I think that the deck is going to see more and more players picking it up. Everybody loves Dante. He's eternal, dodges the ban list forever. It's going to continue to dodge the ban list. Beatrice is still a house of a card. They can play Zeus. They can do so much. I think BA is crazy. Like, even though I have them here paired with Phantom Knights, it's just because I don't know what iteration players are going to play, and I have to give Phantom Knights their own slot as well in this video. So I think both decks are amazing, and I have them coming in at the number 2 spot. But again, this could potentially be like the 3rd and 2nd, like Phantom Knights and BA and Phantom Knights, however you guys want to mention it. But I want to mention them both because I think the decks are great, and we're going to see more people playing Dante. It's just inevitable. Like, you know they're going to do it because the card is just that good. So yeah, shout out to BA, shout out to PK. You guys are doing amazing things in this format. And last but not least, you guys already know it's Shadolls. I mean, come on. It's like every freaking time I make a Rogue video, I'm like, why is Shadolls just always here? And you guys are thinking, no, I'm not talking about the Invoked. No, I'm not talking about the super expensive builds with Dogmatic and stuff. I'm talking about straight up Shadolls with traps. What Pack innovated, what a lot of players have been trying. Shadolls are crazy. 3 structure decks, you're good to go. You can find them. Like, literally, it's crazy what you can do with the deck. I think the deck has a ton of things going for it. All the traps plus you, Torrential pluses you, Needle Sealing pluses you, Dinomiscus pluses you. I mean, like, do I need to say more? Like, I think the deck is crazy. Winda just wins games by itself. It has the word win in its name for a reason. Construct, all these cards, the deck is crazy. It can be played on a budget. I think the deck is just really is the bee's knees for rogue decks this format. So that's what I had to mention, and that's the deck that is going to continue to be number 1 for the foreseeable future, because unless something gets hit in Shadolls, it's one of the best decks to come back into the game with, and it's one of the best budget decks that you can put together with trap cards to literally combat the format. And you guys, that's it. Where is it? You already know. it's above number 1. The best rogue deck, you already know. Pure Mech Knights, baby. Best rogue deck 2021. Shout out to my boy Shannon Long and to all the Mech Knight players around the world. We're still working on the deck. We're going to make it work. We got to work out some flaws, but you already know the boys are in the lab working on it constantly, and you guys will just be along with me on my journey of remote dual locals trying to make that deck work. But you guys already know. Pure Mech Knights, best rogue deck 2021. And that is it, you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. Let me know what decks I left out. There's probably plenty that you guys wanted to see on this list. I tried to give all the decks I could justice. This is just, again, my opinion, so don't destroy me in the comments if your opinion is completely different. These are just the decks I see. These are the decks I see at Remote Duel Locals. These are the decks I see online. These are the decks that I see having the most potential going forward. And I think that if we pay more and more attention, we'll definitely see a lot more success for rogue decks the rest of this format. But that's everything for today, you guys. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.